Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Mace, coming to you from Vancouver Island. I'm a amateur Canadian. Yeah, amateur. Not professional, mind you. Also a rapper producer. You can find all my music streaming on every single platform under the sun. I go by Macy, M-A-C-3-Y. Go check it out. But today, we got a clip from the Jonathan Ross show. Americans don't understand English. Okay, let's see what this video entails, see what we're going to get into, and we'll have some fun with it. It's fun ripping on Americans right now. Of course, Europeans will refer to, colloquially in the States, it refers to, like, actual people from the United States, not Canadians. However, I know in Europe, there can be different understandings of the word to include everybody from Northwest Territories, or say the tip of Alaska, all the way to the southern tip of Argentina can be Americans too. So let's get into the clip though.
The thing about Americans that I've thought about the language is that they say they speak English, but they've had to change it to make them understand it more. Go with me on this, because I've thought it through. They've changed some of the words. So they've taken the English language, but they've looked at some of it and they thought, no, I think we need a little bit more explanation here. Okay? That's my American accent.
I think, honey, have you seen my credit cards?
So things like pavement. So they can't work with pavement, so they've changed it to sidewalk. Yeah. They needed more information. They needed to know where.
They changed pavement to sidewalk? What? In England, do they call the sidewalk pavement? Well, I mean, there's a distinction, though, because you can have pavement on a road, a parking lot. Like, pavement can be a lot of places.
They were going to be walking so that they wouldn't get run over.
So I didn't think of that.
Pavement, sidewalk. So I think there must have been a period of time where they ran with the word pavement, but they kept getting hit by cars. So they changed it to sidewalk. Now, bear with me here, John, because I've thought this through. Yes. Bin, the word for bin. In American, waste paper basket. Yeah. They needed to know.
Waste paper basket. The bin. Yeah, garbage bins. I work with somebody from New Zealand, and they also call them bins. And the people around work get a kick out of it, and it's pretty easy to understand, though, if you ask me.
What to put in it. They needed to know that not only it was paper, but waste paper, and then it goes into a basket. It's not just any paper. They kept throwing away fresh paper for a period before they introduced the word waste paper basket. You see, it's like they need instructions. Glasses for your eyes, they call them eyeglasses. They needed to know where to put them on their face.
So yeah, this segment's all jokes, of course. Like most people. I'm going to speak from a Canadian perspective. We would just call them glasses. Like, we're not going to say eyeglasses. We're going to distinguish, like, we're going to say sunglasses if you need sunglasses. But primarily glasses, yeah, you just call them glasses. We're not going to say, where's my eyeglasses?
Because they used to have glasses, and they would put them on their thighs, and they would put them on their feet, and they would say, I can't see any better with the glasses. And then somebody went, no, they're eyeglasses. Well, why didn't you call them eyeglasses? There's a game called squash. Have you heard of it?
Yes.
Not in America. Racquetball. They needed... It's a true story. They needed to know what they were going to be playing with, a racquetball, and even then they get confused because there's no...
So we call it squash, in Canada at least where I am in Canada anyways. I've never heard of racquetball.
Court. They don't know where to go. They just wander through the street going, I want to play racquetball. I want to play racquetball. So they're probably going to have to change that. But my favourite one, without a shadow of a doubt, is horse riding. Do you know what horse riding is in America?
Is it not called horse riding?
No. Horseback riding. They had to specify the area of the horse.
You're not riding on the side of the horse or the bottom of the horse. Horse side riding.
Well, yes. There were terrible problems because there was a period of time when they didn't call it horseback riding.
Well, where did they go?
They used to hold on to the tail and then... Are you sure this is how they ride the horses in Europe?
I'm actually not familiar with this. Who is this guy? The guest. Let's see. Michael McIntyre. Okay, I'm not even familiar with him. He's an English comedian.
That's a whole different thing you're doing there, I think.
Yeah.
Anybody who's watching this show who may
That was questionable. You're gonna get in trouble for doing that in the workplace. I would guess.
may have been flicking the channels. That's not a moment you want. No. This was a story about American and descriptive words.
Oh boy.
I've never been in the...
That was South Parkian. Pretty funny. All right. Yeah, let me know what you... So we had bins, glasses. I don't know. He didn't really come up with the best examples, I wouldn't say. And I know, well, there's differences between the US and Canada. Big differences. Like, there's a lot of words that they say differently. Off the top of my head, we say pop, and they say soda. Let me know what you guys call, how you, comment down below, would refer to a soda, like a pop, like a can of Coke. I call it pop. All right, see you next.